We started in 1913, back when the first fair was in Hutchinson. The Women's Christian Temperance Union of Reno County paid for it, but the Hutchinson women did the work. I do have minutes that those women wrote up. I have a book with these minutes in for 1919. I had a little building down here in the southwest part of the fair that they met in, and those women would come down and take the children, take care of babies. And that's the thing they did for years until the fair decided they wanted to tear that building down. And they told us we could come over into the grandstand building, upstairs. Well, I believe in the cause to save alcoholics if possible, or those from drug addiction. And this is one way we can get material out, factual material of what's happening with drugs and alcohol. We do hear people stop by and say, "I'm so glad that your booth is here," and they tell us, keep going. It's changed a lot, but we still have the same message to advance the cause of the Women's Christian Temperance Union. We try to tell them, if you don't take the first drink, you'll never be an alcoholic, and that's for sure.
We're actually a very proud sponsor to have the grandstand location, as well as the Lake Talbot location, as well as a tower that we've negotiated with the Kansas State Fair to put a tower on the fairgrounds. But we're all about value, and this gives us a chance to connect with a bunch of people that we wouldn't be able to talk to on a daily basis, as they're not coming into our stores. Our corporate headquarters, as well as our call center, is based in Hays, Kansas. Kansas-owned company completely through. Any bill that you pay with Nextech Wireless stays here in Kansas. It goes back into infrastructure where we can expand our network and cover more of Kansas. So we're very excited about being able to expand what we do, and being a local Kansas company. You know, there's not many places where it's more Kansas through and through than the Kansas State Fair. We've talked to a lot of people. We're selling a lot of accessories. We're dealing a lot with other vendors who are maybe seeing our tents and our stuff for the first time. So yeah, I think what we're doing is working. We were extremely busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're looking forward to the rest of it. I think it's going to be a great partnership for us.
Well, we came here first. John Deere enjoys a great deal of market share in the state of Kansas, and a lot of customers would ask us, well, we don't see it at the fair anymore. So I think we made a commitment a long time ago, back about 1990 or 91, to come here just as a local dealer. And we came with a small exhibit, and not very far from here. We did it that way for a little while. Later we partnered with other John Deere dealers, and now we've actually joined our company with a couple of others. So we do it as Prairieland Partners now, which is 9 locations kind of right in central Kansas. So it's a big part of the fair is in the area we're responsible for. And you know, it's a lot of good exposure. We get to meet a lot of people. We're a little more focused on meeting customers in the small markets, the small tractor markets, the small acreage owners. You know, maybe they have a couple of horses, or 30 or 40 acres. So we do have a lot of products in that area. So we'd like to meet new people. Well, we used to have lots of large stuff here, so we would get lots of city people who would come, and their favorite thing is, how much does that cost? And of course, those are always interesting conversations, because they may have cost more than their home. But we just a lot of good conversations. If you see around here, you'll see that the grass just about all gets wiped out by the people that come by. So I know that they're so much funny as they're interesting, meeting new people from all across the state. Lots of older farmers maybe want to tell their stories. So we just meet a lot of really nice, fun people who like to share a part of their lives. One of the big changes, obviously, was the upgrades that happened at the fair, and kind of a mentality of making the fairgrounds a year-round location. So we use the fairgrounds for a number of customer events throughout the year, as well as just here at the fair. Some things stay the same. If you see some of the exhibitors, some of the food is the same. Some of the things that are different are some of the food and some of the exhibitors. You know, you can find about anything at the fair. One of my favorite things is to go watch the people in some of the buildings sell. You know, mops or knives or whatever. They're incredibly skilled salespeople. So I'm kind of fascinated by what they do. We are the official sponsor of the Kansas State Fair in terms of those vehicles. So we provide, I think, somewhere around 18 or 20 gators, probably around 10 or 12 tractors, you know, so we really try to partner with the fair as well. This isn't just about making money. This is about supporting the Kansas State Fair, agriculture, our community, being involved in what it is really a piece of Americana, and that's a state fair.
They just give us their name. We look up their name to see, or for relatives, friends, to see if they have any property. If we do, we can print the claim form for them. We can email it to them. We can print it, and they can fill it out today, and we can take it back to the office. A few years ago, there was a lady that found over $10,000 of stock that she did not realize she had, and she had been looking at a new car out at one of the exhibits, so she promptly went out and bought a new car. 30 years ago, they printed big books, and it was all on paper, and they had to look through the books. They had A, B, C, and that's the way it was done. And then, of course, we moved on to standing PC, like desktop PCs, and now we have laptops, and we're in the future, we're going to use iPads. It could be bank accounts, paychecks, stocks, bonds, any financial institution or business, such as any business that would owe you money. That's the law. They cannot just keep it.
We've been at the fair since, I don't know, around 1979, 78, 79, something like that. My dad started exhibiting at the fair, in-ground pools. Then we got into the hot tubs. The contacts that you make, new contacts that you make, and continuing contacts with your existing customers, past customers that may have sold their house that has your product, that might be interested in having new product at their home, and then, believe it or not, they're kids, because of the next generation contacts. Well, between the products have changed a lot. The fairgrounds have changed a lot. Between the upgrades, we've learned a lot on how to set a booth up a lot faster and make it easier. Do things, you do things before you get here, so you don't have to work so hard, and then you make it easier to take it down. Oh yeah, we've had a lot of interest. Actually, it's a little too warm for us. I mean, today's going to be in the 90s. That's a little warm for the hot tubs, even the stoves. But yes, there's been great interest. That's nice. I mean, we sell some stuff. Of course, we're here to sell stuff, but we're also here to, if the customer's not ready today, that if they want to come in, 3 weeks from now, a year from now, we've sold pools to customers that have looked for 5 years.
And then from there, my dad and I just started putting more products together. And at that time, there was different opportunities to get a location. Maybe somebody didn't show up, or They were looking for something different, the year before the fair. And we were just lucky enough to find a lot of different items. At the fair this year, we have 9 different locations. A lot of it finds me. There's a lot of product. A lot of people know that
You do that?
that are wholesalers or people that have products that they want to get out there.
Out
that
there.
know me, that know I have a lot of locations in the Midwest. I'm kind of known to be one of the bigger operators for commercial exhibits in the Midwest
And
and
now you're
Texas.
looking.
My little nephew was, I think he was 8 years old when he was out here one year with us. And we were selling a space-saving clothing rack. So he would make his sales pitch. We'd let him get up there and make his pitch, and he'd go, "Now I'm 8 years old. I've been coming here 25 years." It's hard to say because I've spent my life on all these fairs, and each one has a special thing to me. And of course, like this was where I got married and came here. And my father and I at all these fairs started with just one booth and built it up to a really big business.
Your future fairs.
Thank you so much. We really enjoy being at the fair, and I might say this is a very organized fair. It's always been that way ever since I've come here. I've always thought of that, the way that it's just a fine oil machine. Everything it just seems to happen.
I heard that last year from people going through our museum, that they've been to a lot of fairs, and they said this is one of the most professionally run fairs
It
that
is.
they've been to.
It is. Just like this office we're sitting here right now. A lot of fairs, a lot of commercial exhibit buildings don't have building managers where you can go to. So that he's very helpful, Jack is.
Absolutely.